Yo, once again, it's on. Back at you one more again, Real Kens TV. Back in the house like kitchen sinks. Hopefully you like the video. Feel free to comment, share, subscribe if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, and hit that post notification. So anytime I bring you this heat and this action, guess what? You're amongst the first to receive it. And with no further ado, let's get into the video of the day. I want to talk about Vlad TV and Fleece Johnson situation. If you're not privy to the information, so to speak, Vlad TV was doing an interview. It started with Ari Spears, the comedian, and he ended up speaking to Lil Boosie about it as well, in regards to Fleece Johnson, if you will. And he asked, Boosie, did he know who Fleece Johnson was or whatever? So, Boosie was like, yeah, I know who he is or whatever. So, Vlad went on to, talk about how he had an interview set up with Fleece Johnson. And at the last minute, he was just like, no, my conscience, my integrity, it won't allow me to do this. And he went on to say that he has documented, as Fleece would say, it's documented. He has documentation that Fleece Johnson was in the penitentiary raping men. He said it's documented. Now, to my knowledge, as far as what Fleece has told us, he's never been convicted of a sexual crime. He's not a sex offender. He doesn't have anything like that in his legal jacket. That's what Fleece said. So, Fleece Johnson's people over at Hustler Spirit 502, y'all make sure y'all check out the channel. They from the turf, you know what I mean? Louisville, Kentucky. I'm not from Louisville, but I'm from Kentucky, you know what I mean? So it's all the same. But nevertheless, he made a post, and basically he was just like, Vlad, you a weak man. You know what you did. You a very weak man. He didn't really elaborate on the post, on his comments rather, but he just continuously called Vlad a weak man. So evidently he feels some type of way about it. And he went on to say, if you don't want to, if your conscience won't allow you to interview Fleece, okay, cool. But guess what? Why are you putting his name in the captions of your, interviews? So, we had a problem with that. And then Fleece Johnson responded. And Fleece, he don't really know who Vlad is. Like, he knows who he is, you know what I mean? But you could tell because Fleece is like, what's his name? Huh? Vlad, Glad. You know what I mean? But he, Fleece Johnson went on to say, you know what it is when I see you, Vlad. And I'm going to see you. You know what it is. Now, I seriously doubt that they run across each other. But you never know. Two mountains will never meet. Two men will. You know what I mean? So perhaps they will. But nevertheless, Fleece sent a stern warning to Vlad. Vlad, you cost me a lot of money. You cost me a lot of jobs. I ain't never been convicted of anything like that. Why would you come out and call me a rapist? Vlad has nearly 6 million subscribers on his channel. A lot of people are very familiar with Vlad TV. So you come out and call Fleece Johnson a rapist and say that you can prove that he was in prison doing that? Vlad seems like a very intelligent dude, So I like to think that by you coming out saying that, Vlad, you really do have that paperwork that you can produce. I can't imagine you just saying that and you really don't have the paperwork. It's defamation, and it's going to cost you. It's going to cost you. And that's what Fleece was saying. You owe me, Vlad. You owe. So you need to get in touch with my agent and make this right, because you owe. And you will make it right. Now, that's not a threat of harm or anything physical or anything of that nature. Vlad, freaking multi-millionaire. You know what I mean? I'm sure he has the, top of the line security. So it seems to me as though Vlad, if he doesn't make it right financially, defamation of character, So seems like it's possibly headed to the courtroom. That's what I took out of it. A lot of people jumped in my comments because I made a short video and I was talking about how Vlad, declined Fleece Johnson's interview. And a lot of people were saying, oh, well, it's his platform, it's his show. He can do what he wants to do. He can interview who he wants to interview. I wholeheartedly agree. You all are absolutely correct. Interview whoever you want to interview. He had an interview with R. Kelly that they did while R. Kelly was in prison, where he's currently at. They did it over the phone. He decided at the last minute, nah, I'm not coming out with this interview. Once again, his morals, his integrity. Fleece Johnson, he never got to the interview, but he actually had it set up with him. The last minute, his morals and integrity stood in the way. Now, Vlad has interviewed Sammy the Bull. He's interviewed numerous of gangsters, known killers, convicted killers. Numerous hip-hop artists that have been arrested for shootings and things of that nature. So I just question why his morals didn't get in the way then. But then when it came to Fleece and R. Kelly, guess what? All of a sudden his morals is in the way. So that's all I was saying. And again, I'm going to reiterate, you all are absolutely right. Vlad can interview whoever he wants to, because to be honest, I rock with Vlad. I like Vlad TV. A lot of people call him, the police, a culture vulture. I don't believe any of that. Because I believe when you come on this show, you have the free will to say what you want to say. If you want to get on the show and say that you killed 15 people, he's not going to edit it. He's not going to cut it out because it's for views. You know what I mean? He don't make anybody say anything. People go on there and just say ignorant stuff. A la Lil Boosie. But nevertheless, as I was saying, I like Vlad. I don't have a problem with Vlad. But I just feel like, why not give Fleece an opportunity and the platform to tell his story? Yeah, he's told his story online with, a few channels, YouTube channels. But that's not the same stage as he would have on Vlad TV. Like I said earlier, he got nearly 6 million subscribers. And let Fleece get on there and just tell his story. That's how I look at it. Now some people say, oh man, you riding Fleece's coattail. I'm not riding nobody's coattail. I done made multiple videos said I don't believe everything Fleece Johnson's saying, and I don't. Then people hate about that because I don't believe everything he's saying. I believe he was knocking people out. I believe that he was giving the COs all they wanted. I believe he was, fighting for the inmates. I believe all of that. It's just that some of the things that he says I don't believe. I don't believe that Fleece Johnson was in prison throwing hot water in the faces of COs multiple times. Because, where he was locked up at in Eddyville, Kentucky, man, they would have killed dude over it, man. You're not going to just get away with that. They would kill you over that. In any prison, but especially Eddyville, that's where death row's at. And at the time that he was there, the 80s and 90s, man, they would have killed Fleece. Even the 70s. So, there's certain things he says I don't believe. That don't mean I'm a hater. It just means I'm my own man and I have my own opinion. But getting back to the Vlad situation, because it all correlates, it all, ties in to where I have my own opinion. I feel like Vlad should give him an interview. You're giving everybody else interviews. Give Fleece an interview. Could you do it? Could you do that for me, Vlad? Could you do that for me? Real Kens TV. Hopefully you all like the video. Feel free to comment, as I'm sure you will. Share this video. And subscribe to the channel if you haven't already subscribed. You know, that post notification, so anytime I bring you a video like this, you'll be aware. You know, I'm a small channel, up and coming or whatever. So if I drop a video and you haven't hit the post notification, guess what? You're not gonna know that I dropped the video. Real Kens TV. We out.